Okay, guys, welcome back to the Evolve podcast, where we have interesting and insightful conversations. Ooh, I was just saying to the guest, I am so excited about this podcast episode and this conversation because I feel like I'm going to learn a lot. And particularly, the topics that we're going to dive into and explore and learn about, I've been really naturally kind of leaning into without having any kind of knowledge or education or anything. It's just been kind of emerging as these little practices that I've been integrating into my lifestyle. And so we're about to talk to an expert. And so, guys, welcome. Please welcome Key.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So, where do we go? Where do we go first? Okay, let's just dive into Chinese medicine and Ayurveda. Is it because this is what's really been emerging in my life very organically, and it's been super interesting to observe it happen. I've just been kind of going in the direction of these modalities without any training or anything. So I'm interested in, maybe you could just tell us first, what is Chinese medicine? What is Ayurveda? What's the difference?
Yeah, great question. So Ayurveda is from India, Chinese medicine is from China, and they are both the oldest medicines in the world. So Ayurveda is the oldest, older than 5,000 years, and Chinese medicine is a little bit newer. And yeah, it is their style of medicine where it's Eastern medicine. So it's connected to nature, and it's rooted in nature. It's rooted in patterns. It's rooted in cycles, the seasons. So it's instead of healing someone from getting sick, it's more so not getting sick in the first place. It's living in balance.
Ooh, that's amazing. That's what medicine should be, right?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. How did you find all of this?
I had a 14-foot fall when I was in my early 20s. I was in the military and almost died. Pretty cool experience, to be honest. I was free falling through the air, looking at the clouds, and I 100% accepted death. My life flashed before my eyes. I had a crazy DMT release.
Whoa.
And seen all these things flash. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna die. And then I processed everything, and then I had this deep rush of peace through my body. I'm like, wow, it was a good life. I fully accepted death.
Gosh.
Yeah. And then I hit the ground, didn't die. And at the time I was bodybuilding for 5-6 years straight. So I had zero flexibility. I could barely sit cross-legged without falling backwards if I didn't hold my knees. So all that tensegrity and muscle in my body held me together really well. So I didn't get too messed up. And I had a pretty tough childhood that I numbed out. I did a lot of drugs and numbing and did that for 14, 15 years. And basically the fall and led me to a healing journey and trying to figure out okay, how do I help my back? And also feeling super empty. I hit rock bottom and using drugs for 15 years straight, and realizing that it was starting to affect my life very, very negatively. So I decided to take the path of sobriety, and the military actually helped me pay for some different schoolings. They gave me a few choices. One of them was massage therapist, and in Canada, massage therapy is a 2-year full-time program. It's quite rigorous. And I'm like, man, I don't want to massage people for a living, but I do want to learn what they're learning, because we get more anatomy than a medical doctor, and we get amazing hands-on training. And I've always been into fitness, which has been a big player in my health in life. That's how I was able to stay healthy through all this partying. But once I became sober and started school, everything came crashing down really heavy, because I started to feel everything that I numbed out my whole life.
Ooh.
And when that hit me, I couldn't walk. And I was bedridden. I wasn't sleeping, and I really contemplated committing suicide. It was really, really hard. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful, because it's what led me on my path of realization of doing what I'm doing right now, which is training people in the healing arts. But yeah, I'll backtrack a little bit. I had an awakening during an ayahuasca ceremony, And I realized that I was supposed to be a healer. Like everyone sat in the circle and I spoke out like, I want to have a relationship with God and I want to figure out balance in my life. And this is the time when like I couldn't walk. I would wake up in the morning after a 1 to 2 hour sleep and try to move, and then like 10 out of 10, worst pain imaginable. And then I would just like feel stuck, and I would like crying as like a fit looking 26-year-old young man, and I couldn't walk. So yeah, it was pretty rough. And I would somehow like drag myself to school and go learn, but I was in misery. And so yeah, as soon as I said I want to figure out a relationship with God, I spoke it out. The shaman laid out some oracle cards. I picked up the one that I was eyeing up that nobody else took. I was the last to go. It said healer. And I'm like, like that's my heart started beating fast because I knew it was significant. And then when I read the meaning of the card, it's like, God works through you as a healing angel. Everything is divine and in perfect order, and a bunch of other stuff. But when I read God works through you as a healing angel, right after I was like, I want to have a relationship with God. I'm like, whoa, like I think I just found my purpose in life, because too many synchronistic things brought me to that point. And what are the chances of me being in massage school at one of the best schools in the world that I didn't even choose myself? And then I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm taking this path. So from that moment on, I dedicated my life to being in service of humanity through healing. And I finished massage school, went to India to study Ayurveda. I already had done personal training and yoga teacher trainings prior to that. I did every little course I could get my hands on. And then I went into Chinese medicine, and that's what really opened my mind and resonated with me the most of any medicine that I studied. And I loved what I was learning, and I felt the effects in school and seen insane, crazy things happen. And yeah, since then I've just been following that path. And during my healing journey, I was lucky enough to have insurance money from being a disabled veteran. And I was able to go see all these practitioners, medical doctors, physiotherapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists. And I would see so many of them, and none of them could help me. None of them could. And that was really powerful for me because it helped me take control of my life. I'm like, okay, if nobody is helping me, I'm going to have to help myself. And I was actually kind of giving away my power. I didn't know. And I was like, maybe this person can help me. Maybe this person can help me.
Well, that's what we're taught, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is the system that you go to if something's not right. Like, right?
Yeah.
And you go there and you're like, why the fuck? What's going on? Why aren't things getting better? I've had the blood tests. I've had the scans. I've done the exercises. And still, this is where we're at.
Yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, that's actually what showed me the path of like what I'm supposed to do, because I had a private practice during this time, and I was treating people in school. And then most times I would do a treatment. Someone would like, come up to me wide-eyed and be like, yo, like that was the best treatment I've ever had. Like that was amazing. I feel amazing. My problem is gone. And then it kind of clicked in my brain. I'm like, oh, maybe I got something here. Like I don't want people to have to go through what I did and not get results. Like if this is working, I need to share this with the world. So I really dedicated my life to helping train competent practitioners to practice and get results, because I don't want someone to have to pay $100. And it's like, think of someone that saves up, and they don't have a lot of money, they're in a lot of pain. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to finally go see a chiropractor. I'm going to try chiropractic. And then they go, and the practitioner sucks, and they don't do anything for them. And they're like, okay, see you next week. Crack, crack, crack. See you next week. And then they're just like, wow, I don't like chiropractic. Chiropractic sucks, but it's not the modality. It's the practitioner. So I don't want people to judge whole modalities on incompetent practitioners that are just doing what they learned from a book and not actually treating the person as a person and just like going through the motions. So yeah, that's my mission right now.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for sharing all of that. That's incredible. Like going back to that fall that you had, I learned about this. I think it's called Nature's Mercy, when you have that DMT release. It's like there's a study that from Africa or something where people that were attacked by lions and survived described that it was actually a very peaceful experience, because they have that rush of DMT and like the body's like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And then it responds in that way. That's incredible. I'd love to explore, I guess, some like what can you tell us about Chinese medicine in terms of like the fundamentals, if there is such a thing?
Yeah, so it's a great question. We use two theories to diagnose. We use the yin-yang theory, which is all about balance and comparison, actually. So it's like a cat is yin to a dog, but a cat is yang compared to a sloth. But when we look at the body, it's like, is it internal? Is it external? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it above? Is it below? And you can tell if someone's yang, if they come into your practice and they're just like that, talking and laughing, like, ha, like that. They're very yang. If someone's like very yin, they're like, hi, yeah, like, you know, my life's okay. You can tell if they're yang or yin. So it's like,
you can feel where the energy is coming from.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the yin is a little bit more inward and reserved and lower, and the yang is a little bit like ba ba ba.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we balance that out. So it's like if someone's too yin, we need to nourish yang. And if someone's too yang, we need to nourish yin or sedate or tonify. So there's 4 different ways to go about that. Then the other way we use is the 5 element theory. And this is a really beautiful theory. There's 5 elements in Chinese medicine, a little bit different than Ayurveda and Western. There's metal and wood along with fire, air, and water. So there's multiple sequences, and what we do is we figure out what's going on in the person's body. So an easy way to understand this, it's like the generation sequence. It's like fire generates earth, earth generates metal, metal generates water, water generates wood, wood generates fire. So that's the generation sequence.
Okay.
And then there's like the control sequence. So if you think of an axe chopping down a tree, that is metal controlling wood. And then there is also the overacting sequence. So if you look in nature and you look at a river, you can see earth is controlling water because like the river's flowing and it's controlled by the earth. But if the water floods, then that is water overacting on earth.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we have our yin organs and our yang organs, and they all have an element. So we can see using this nature sequence, the 5 element sequence, the 5 element theory, we understand what's happening in the body. And it's like, okay, liver's overacting on spleen. That is wood overacting on earth. So maybe someone will have like diarrhea. Then we need to sedate, tonify, just rebalance everything. And we do that through herbs, through massage, through moxibustion, through gua sha, through just talking, acupuncture. You know, sometimes someone needs to nourish sadness. And so I've even prescribed someone to go watch a sad movie.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So interesting, right? So with the yin and the yang organs, what's what?
Yeah, so the yin organs are the big players in Chinese medicine. So there is the heart, which is fire, and every organ also has an emotion that's related to it. So heart is joy, and this is the only positive emotion. I'm making quote signs here because in Chinese medicine, we don't say there's positive or negative emotions. There's just emotions. Yeah, they all tell us something. They all, you know, share deep, deep wisdom within them. So heart, fire, liver's wood, kidneys is water, lungs is metal, and spleen is earth. And those are the 5 yin organs. So those are like the big players. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what other emotions associated with the other organs?
Yes.
Those organs?
So liver, you want to guess?
Anger.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've seen your content.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. I love it. Yeah. And kidneys, you want to guess that one?
Kidneys. Spleen is fear.
No.
Kidneys is fear.
Kidneys is fear.
See, fear jumped into my mind, and then I second guessed myself.
Yeah. Nice.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Spleen is pensiveness, which is like overthinking. Yeah. So if we're like thinking a lot, it'll slow our digestion. So it's like good to have a calm mind. Yeah. And lungs is sadness and grief.
Okay. So with Chinese medicine, I'm bringing in something rogue here. Is this? Are you looking at different pathways and like meridian points and like pressure points and stuff? Is that
Everything.
wow?
We look at that's the beautiful thing about Chinese medicine is we look at the whole person and not the disease. So an example of this, it's like Western medicine is like, okay, this person has diabetes and they do their one diabetes protocol for them. They'll give them this thing and they'll tell them to do these things. And it's like pretty, in a box. It's from a book. Chinese medicine is like, we asked a lot of intricate questions. It's like, hey, what does your pee look like? Your poop, your sleep, how do you eat? What are your habits? Like we ask everything about the person and we're looking at their posture, their shen, which means that's the spirit housed in the heart. So also every organ has a spirit that it's related to as well. Yeah. So we look at their spirit, their eyes, like does their eyes have shen? Does their eyes have life? So it's like if they're glowing, they're open, then it's like they have good shen. If they're like crystallized over, they're a little droopy, and you can tell they're lacking that life luster. So we can, there's so many different ways to diagnose. We use the tongue, we use the pulse, we use visual, we see their face. We can, just with the eyes, you can see things about every single organ with just the eyes. And every part of the face is related to something. And then there's microsystems of every part of the body as well. So each part of the hand is related to something. Each part of the foot is related to something. And in the ear, there's like over 200 points in the ear. That's a direct connection to every single part of the body.
I've been seeing this thing actually come online about ear seeding. Is that?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Is that Chinese medicine?
That's Chinese medicine.
Of course it is. Everything I see is Chinese medicine these days.
Yeah, you can put a ear seed on a specific point. For a really popular one's called Shen Men, which means spirit gate. You can press it and it helps drop you into that parasympathetic state, rest and digest, which we all need to be in there a little more than we are, I'd say. So yeah, that's amazing. And this point's also in a protocol called NADA, which you do acupuncture to 5 specific points, and it helps people quit smoking.
Wow. So what are the different modalities that are involved in Chinese medicine? So is acupuncture is one, right? You said gua sha before.
Gua sha.
Massage.
You
said you already listed a few
I listed
things,
them.
but we didn't
The big one that people don't really know about is not cupping. Most people know about cupping. That's also Chinese medicine. We do fire cupping. We do bloodletting as well. But the big one that most people don't know about that's amazing is called moxibustion.
Yes, you did say that word, and I wanted to come back and ask you what that was.
Yeah, and it's really powerful because in China, they don't say acupuncture, they say acupuncture moxibustion, as in they're equal, like one's not better than the other. So the cool thing about moxibustion is it actually puts something into the body essence. It gives us Jing energy, which Jing is the spirit of the kidneys kind of thing. So Jing is like your life force energy. Yeah. So we want to save our Jing and hold on to our Jing. Like there's a saying in Chinese medicine, it's like you're burning the candle at both ends. And that's if someone is like not sleeping good, they're partying, and they're just not taking care of themselves. They're burning out their life force energy. Like our life, represented as a candle, only has so much wax. And it's up to you to choose how big the flame is going to burn. And it's harder to bring back wax, it's not an easy practice. It's possible with things like qigong and yoga and things like that, but it's not easy. So it's better to live a life in balance and with the seasons of nature, and you'll burn the candle much slower and preserve that life force energy, that Jing. Yeah. So what was your question? I forget. Oh, moxibustion. Okay. So yeah, moxibustion, it's a herb called mugwort, and we burn it on or around the skin. So you can do direct or indirect. You actually can burn the skin. That's a part of it as well. Or you can do it and away from the body. Sometimes you can do really cool ones, like for example, like a dragon boat. So like someone's laying in prone position and you do this whole giant boat of like ginger on the back, and then you'll burn all this moxibustion on the ginger, and it'll penetrate through the ginger. It'll burn all the ginger juices in the spine, and all this beautiful moxa smoke will go into the body and help with burn away dampness. It'll help with parasites, and it'll help boost your life force energy. Like it puts something in the body that is outside of yourself. Acupuncture, for example, we put the needles in, and the way it works is the body will bring signals to the area and it'll promote a healing response there. So it's actually not putting anything. Yes, the needle goes in your body, but you're just bringing your own body's awareness to heal that area.
Yeah.
That's why acupuncture works. Moxibustion is actually putting something external into the body. And from the book Chinese Medicine, Acupuncture, Moxibustion, it's like one who does moxa on these points that are direct connection to the stomach, the belly button, the low belly. For any acupuncturists out there, it's Ren 12, Ren 8, Ren 4, and LI4, direct connection to the kidneys. This is not large intestine 4. I mean the lumbar L3, L4, L4. Yeah. So these points, it's like one will easily live to 100 years old. So
Wow.
the reason this works is because it puts energy in the body, this heat, and it helps all the organs function better. So both Chinese medicine and Ayurveda say drink warm liquids. And the reason for that is because it helps your organs function. It helps digestion. If you drink cold liquids, it shocks the body. So the spleen loathes cold, and it doesn't like raw vegetables either.
This is literally, see, these are some of the examples of what has just like emerged into my life. Like I used to drink a lot of cold stuff, like cold smoothies, cold fucking pre-workout in the morning with ice in it, like cold. And then one day I was like, oh no, it just kind of started to shift. It's really bizarre. Like it's very interesting and amazing, right? And now I start the morning with tea. I end the day with tea, like before bed. I have a beautiful like chrysanthemum tea before bed. I drink warm water throughout the day. I don't eat raw stuff anymore. I eat some raw like fruit, but like I'm not eating raw veggies anymore. Everything's steamed or everything's baked. Like changing the timings of my meals and stuff. Actually, this is the question I'd like to ask you, and I think this is going to be super helpful for people, I guess, to just create, just to be able to make some changes in their life. How would you incorporate, and how do you incorporate Chinese medicine and Ayurveda into your life? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so more of a Chinese medicine guy for sure, but okay. Ayurvedic practices, I'll drop a couple right now. My mentor in India is like, do something every day for your senses. And Ayurveda is huge on oils. Like, Chinese medicine does moxibustion. Ayurveda heats up oils, and they'll do like oil massages with like nice warm oils, and they'll like do a head pool and put it in your eyes and in your nose and all these things. So do something every day for your senses. And one thing you can do is snort a drop of oil in each nostril.
What kind of oil?
Sesame oil, coconut oil, depending on the season. So if it's winter, you want to do a warming oil. And if it's summer, you'll do a cooling oil. So a drop in the nose for the smell, drop in the ears for the hearing. You can do eye rinsing. So like water, or they even do ghee, warm ghee in India. And then tongue scrape and oil pool for the taste. And then for the feel, Abhyanga, which is a full body self-love massage, which is amazing. Like it's so good. So from Ayurveda, like these self-care techniques are amazing. Helps all your senses stay strong and resilient for a long time. And a simple one to add in really easily is just as soon as you get out of the shower, just give yourself a nice full body loving massage.
Do that as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And like what I actually do is I get fractionated coconut oil and I put my essential oils in it. And that's how. So I'm kind of doing that. I'm unconsciously doing the Ayurveda as well.
Nice.
So interesting.
Amazing. I do the same except with sesame oil.
Sesame oil. That's expensive where I'm living at the moment. In Costa Rica, it costs like $15 for a bloody thing of sesame oil.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive here too.
Why sesame oil?
It penetrates really deep, high vitamin E content. Of course, you want to get like cold pressed, good quality, organic. But high vitamin E penetrates really deep to the bone level, and it's like a superior massage oil. Like it glides really, really well. And for mine specifically, I'll put some castor oil in there, and I also add my own essential oils that I make. So gosh,
I just bought all of Key's essential oils, and we're excited to talk about that in a sec too. Wait, is it very oily though? Like, does that sit on the skin or does it go in?
No, it goes in. It depends how dehydrated you are. But I massage it in pretty good. And then usually like air out a little bit. I'll walk around my house naked for a bit. And just
Amazing. Okay. Back to the Chinese medicine then, because you said you're more of a Chinese medicine guy. Yeah. How does that incorporate into your life?
Yeah. So, I'll share a little bit about the most common pattern that we see in Chinese
Beautiful.
medicine. It's called spleen qi deficiency. And, I talked about diabetes. So maybe that might manifest in someone as spleen qi deficiency. And symptoms of that, you might have a really swollen tongue with teeth marks, or you might have a crack in the center of it in the stomach spleen area. And this is from dietary habits. So I would say the most important thing that you can do, there's a lot of them, depends on where you're at, but like, of course, clean up all your food, a highest quality, organic, grass-fed food that you can get, cleanse your water, and then, drinking warm liquids. And then I would say the number one thing for people, and this is really big for liver and anger and sleep, is stop eating so late at night. That is like, because the later you eat at night, the closer you eat to bed, the less deep you sleep, the more energy you have to use to digest. So you're missing out on deep sleep, you're missing out on REM, you're spending all this extra energy to digest instead of your blood going back into your liver and nourishing and recovering. So that, like, in my opinion, that's the number one thing that a lot of people need to do for their health. And there's this thing called the Chinese medicine organ clock. So there's a time of day when every organ is working at its strongest and at its weakest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
I'm obsessed with this information. I'm just loving it. I'm like, oh, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's I'm like trying to find the right questions to ask, because I don't know anything about it. I just know that there's interest there and there's like energy like pushing me in that direction. So I'm like really like, what questions can I ask? Where can we go here?
Well, you're asking the right questions. So like so if you have spleen qi deficiency, then, which most people do, most people have spleen qi deficiency. Stop eating so late at night. Raw vegetables,
Put them in the bin.
they damage the spleen. So if you want to cook them, like gently steam them or cook them another way. If you steam them, it's kind of the healthiest way to eat them, and they're a little more cooling that way. If you cook them more, boil them or fry them in a healthy oil, like they're more heating, more warming for the body.
So could you please tell us what spleen qi deficiency means?
Yeah.
It means your spleen's too hot.
So qi is essentially energy. Deficiency means like you're lacking
there's
of,
no
and the
energy in the
spleen
spleen.
is like our major digestive organ. So like you think of the spleen, pancreas, and stomach as one system, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like your spleen qi deficient. So means like your digestive energy is deficient.
Low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Yep.
this manifests in fatigue, heaviness,
Bowel problems.
slowness, and dampness is a thing in bowel problems, IBS, like dampness is a thing in Chinese medicine. And if you don't know what that means, just think of like feeling heavy, feeling weak, feeling slow, feeling
Soggy.
sluggish, soggy.
Yeah.
So it's like burning away that dampness, getting that really good digestive fire. So that's like an easy thing to do, to just like build more energy, more creativity, better sleep, all good things in your life. So I love working this one. So what we can do is stop eating so late at night, drink warm liquids, don't shock your system with like super cold drinks. I know if you like live somewhere like Florida and it's super hot, it's really nice, but like try to, especially in the most important times, it's like in the morning, have like a really nice glass of like really clean water that's like mineralized. Maybe you put some lemon or apple cider vinegar in there to really get your stuff moving, get the digestion going. Salt, minerals, right? Yeah, a clean Celtic salt or something like that. And then
Those are easy. Those are simple.
so simple. It's like a morning ritual. Wake up, brush your teeth, tongue scrape, and then have your drink. So you're getting rid of all that bacteria from your tongue. And the thicker the coat is on your tongue in the morning, the more food stagnation stuff you have in your body. So
Interesting.
that's not good. You don't want to wake up and have a thick white or yellow coat in the body. And if it's at the back of your tongue, that means it's like really low in the intestines. And if it's on the tip of your tongue, that's like the heart area. So if you have a crack on the tip of your tongue, that means you got heart issues.
Ooh.
Talking to you.
Oh my gosh. Fuck, this is so fascinating. Okay, there was a question. Come back to me. What's the best time to eat at dinner at nighttime then? Like in the afternoon?
Yeah, it's a great question. I just think that the longer you fast before bed,
The better.
Like, because we aren't used to eating 3 meals a day until like
What's that about?
Pretty recent.
What's that about? Yeah. Do you think we need to eat 3 times a day?
I personally eat 2 times a day. I eat like a really big breakfast and I'll have like a snack in the middle of the day and then I'll have like a decent dinner. And I try to eat my dinner while the sun is still up. I know I'm from Canada, so in the summer the sun is up at like 10, 11 p.m. sometimes. But if you can finish eating by like 5 or 6,
that's
like
great.
that's really ideal. And the later you go to bed, the worse it is. So ideally, like 10 p.m. is the prime time to go to bed for your circadian rhythm. And of course, I know we're living with the seasons, right? So some places like Iceland, it's 24 hours of sunlight some days in like the most yang day of the year. That is the most yang day of the year. Yeah, summer solstice. So of course, you're going to be living a little bit differently. So you're going to be more yang. We have more energy to burn. And then in the winter, we have to be more yin. So we have more conservation. It's like our time to hibernate and to build that energy. Like the animals all do it. The trees all do it. We're supposed to do it too.
We're animals.
Yeah, exactly.
We're also animals.
Exactly. So yeah, just don't overthink it. Just like make sure that you don't overeat and go to bed.
I love how simple that is.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
It's so simple, yet so profound. And yeah, you don't even need to like not eat sweets or anything, but it's like when you eat sweets is important. And it's like really good to walk after meals and eat your sweets after the meal. Don't eat it before, because your glucose spike will be way less, like cut by half or more if you eat it after your meal versus if you eat the sweet thing first.
Tell us about glucose spike for people who don't know what that is.
If you eat sweet, it will spike your glucose and make all kinds of things happen in the body. The pancreas will release it. And we want to basically make that happen as little as possible. The more we can like burn that away and ideally like get into ketosis sometimes, it's good for us to burn away the excess fat and excess things. And our brain is actually best run on fat versus carbs. And I'm not like pushing keto or anything. I'm a big fan of eating carbs and eating balanced, but like sometimes it's good to give our body a break.
Okay, that's interesting. So why would it be a bad thing for glucose to spike then? What are the kind of the bad things that happen, or less desirable things?
For example, I myself notice in my own lifestyle that if I wake up and I eat a sweet breakfast, I'm like way less sharp during the day.
Yeah,
like
I can relate to that.
Yeah, so we're supposed to have like a nice savory breakfast, a high protein savory breakfast, and that's like best for us to function. If we wake up and we eat a bunch of fruit and sweet things, then we spike our insulin, and we're just less sharp.
The energy, I guess, availability in the system is less consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like bing, and then you're like, ugh, and you feel depleted, and you're like, oh, I need something else now.
Exactly. And the way each flavor hits the body will affect the body differently. So like there's Chinese medicine, there's also 5 tastes. So yin, yang. So like sour will actually like pull things in and drop it down. So that's like a yin. Sweet is yang. Yeah. So we wanna have balance with our taste too. And sometimes, you know, someone's doing something too much. We need to do the opposite of that thing, or the thing that'll pull that down. If they're going out too much, you need to pull that in. You know, we need to do the opposite of what we're doing too much to balance out.
Wow. Like when you're doing like an assessment on someone in Chinese medicine, how long does that take?
Depends on the person.
Depends on the person what they're coming in with.
Depends on the person, but it like if there's a time limit, you know, some people just need to talk, and you want to give them the space if they need to talk and they don't have that space at home. So that might be the best therapy for them, is to actually just process all the things and say it to someone. So sometimes people need that. So every person is different, and that's why Chinese medicine treats the person and not the disease.
This is amazing. It really like it feels very feels very feels very broad and comprehensive, right? It feels like it's getting everything, and it's covering all bases.
Yeah. I've only been studying it for 5 years, and I feel like I'm like just scratching the surface. Like there's so much to it.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Yeah, those are really handy tips in terms of lifestyle. And I think everybody can kind of start there and maybe just like observe yourself for a little bit and observe how you feel like with how things are going now, and make a couple of those changes. Like bring dinner a little bit earlier. Drink the warm drinks and notice what happens. It's funny though, right? Like I'm just like hearing these tips and tricks, and then reflecting on what I grew up with and what was normal. And it was like breakfast, Nutri-Grain and milk. Lunch, Vegemite and cheese sandwich with a packet of chips and like
Vegemite.
Vegemite, yeah, of course.
So Australian, I love it.
Yeah, Vegemite and cheese sandwich, like maybe some lollies, or shitload of cheese. I ate a lot of cheese as a kid because I was so fussy. And then dinner is like meat and 3 veg, and then there's dessert. And it's like that is not, and then probably snacking in between because I was a chubby kid. But it's like that's kind of the blueprint a lot of people are working off and trying to reprogram, and it's an interesting thing how like false the food pyramid is that we were taught in school.
Totally. I get it. I didn't even know sugar was unhealthy until I was like in my double digits numbers. Like as a kid, I would make Rice Krispie cereal and my milk and white sugar would be 50-50.
Oh my gosh,
so it was
me
like
too.
sludge.
It
was literally like milk
thing.
sludge. Yeah, it was so bad. And yeah, Kraft dinner and hot dogs, and I didn't have a lot of food in the fridge too a lot of times. So it's like I didn't eat a lot, and what I did eat was definitely not good.
Oh wow. So I guess what are the best things to eat? Like what does a good breakfast look like for you? Actually, I wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, for me, I eat 4 eggs, and I mean, depends on the day because like I like to switch things up, but I really try to get like 40-50 grams of protein, and I don't count calories. I never counted calories, but I make sure I just get like high protein, and I'll like make a sauce on my own. And
Ooh, what sauce?
I'll blend like pineapple with some like chili, apple cider vinegar, olive oil, salt, pepper, and like that's pretty much it. Actually, that's all you need to like make a really good sauce, or like some kind of like sweet fruit, and then give it that little zing on that side, and then something hot, and then apple cider vinegar and all extra virgin olive oil as the base, salt and pepper, and you have a really good sauce.
Yum. On eggs.
Yeah, I do it.
That'd be yum on
pretty
steak
much
and
on.
chicken.
I can eat it every meal.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
I'll just dose it over whatever I'm eating. I love eating like bowls with just like a bunch of healthy things in it, and I just mix everything together and just smash.
Can I tell you my favorite thing? I hope Chinese medicine loves it. So it's what I had been doing was having like steamed carrot and zucchini, and then I make this like amazing roast sweet potato, pumpkin, and like red onion like kind of thing in the air fryer, which is great. And then one day I was like, "Ooh, what would happen?" I had a mismatch of ingredients, and I had chicken instead of steak. So for lunch, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to chuck in some of those veggies. So sweet potato, pumpkin, red onion. That's all kind of caramelized together. I'm going to chuck in the steamed veggies as well, and I've got chicken, like boiled chicken that I've just shredded. Chucked it in the air fryer, and it like to warm it up because I don't have a microwave. And then like the chicken would have these crunchy, crispy bits." So you had this delicious kind of texture and this caramelization of the vegetables. And then for the sauce is, and I think one ingredient isn't fabulous, but that's okay. The sauce is Greek yogurt mixed with balsamic dressing. And then like I just mix all that up together, and it's like a warm salad kind of thing.
Yeah. It's amazing. I make a lot of sauces with the Greek yogurt as well, or like coconut yogurt. It's amazing. Literally hot sauce and yogurt makes an amazing sauce for pretty much anything.
Yum.
So good.
Yeah. And my favorite breakfast at the moment is 2 scrambled eggs, a baked sweet potato, and steak. Or sometimes just scrambled eggs and like chicken like mixed into it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a perfect breakfast. It's a perfect, healthy, savory breakfast. That's like something I would love to eat for breakfast.
Yum. I'm hungry like just thinking about it. That's why I kind of like went into the food stuff. But hey, let's like dive into essential oils quickly. I think this would be a fun thing to kind of talk about. I recently became an ambassador for a brand, like an Australian company called Eco Modern Essentials, and they have all these beautiful essential oils and blends, and I think they've done it in a really kind of interesting way, in the sense that they have the pure essential oils and then they do beautiful blends, much like yours, except yours are different. Yours are therapeutic blends, and I'm excited to chat about them. But I think they've done it in a nice way that it's like they'll have the happy blend and the mindfulness blend and the seduction blend, and then they have like the 7 chakras or whatever. 7? Yeah. Then they have the chakras and they have all these fun things. So that's great. But is essential oils part of Chinese medicine? Or
yeah, we use oils as well. Yeah. It is for sure. But yeah, I made these ones of the yin organs actually. So I talked about the yin organs earlier. So I made a heart, a lungs, a kidney, a spleen, and liver. So when I made them, every organ in Chinese medicine has different functions than it does compared to Western medicine. So for example, liver moves energy in all directions. It's the only organ that moves qi and blood in all directions of the body. Like spleen will only move things up or down, right? So yeah, it holds the organs into place. So if spleen qi deficiency, quick side note, yeah, if things are falling, you got spleen qi deficiency. If like prolapse, that's like, your spleen is deficient. So if you want to bring things back up, tonify the spleen.
Interesting. Wow. I guess, is there preemptive? I guess there is, because that's what Chinese medicine is, right? It's like living well as a foundation rather than being so reactive to treatment and stuff. But when you said prolapse, I was like, ooh, I wonder whether it would be handy for women, I guess, prior to having their babies and stuff, to like check out all of their systems to be like, oh, could this help me prevent something like a prolapse?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're just living in balance, massaging yourself, eating well, being happy, because emotions are the cause of disease, a cause of disease. There's an emotional aspect to everything, and they attack ourselves from within. So I feel like if a mom is just doing the right things and is happy and self-caring and keeping the stress levels low, like it's going to be a happy baby. And then, but yeah, there's some cool Chinese medicine stuff for that. For example, like if the baby's breech, you can moxibustion bladder 67 and it'll turn the baby around in the yeah.
This is amazing. Wow. That's fascinating. And you know what I really want to point out there is the self-care part that you said. You know, like actually caring, I guess the emotional part that comes with that, like actually genuinely like spending time with yourself and being like the beautiful Ayurveda self-massage is a really amazing way to do that. So a lot of people aren't doing that. Like a lot of people think they're doing all the right things, and they might be like, they're like, I'm eating well, I'm being mindful of my sleep, I'm hydrated, blah, blah, blah. I'm exercising, and I still feel like shit. It's like, okay, well, where's self-care come into that? Like, is there any? Like, I mean, I guess there's so many things to fit in a day, right?
I think the major thing that we're missing is, working out is so important. Movement is super important. But what's just as important and we do less of is working in. So, we need to go inward more because all the answers are within. So we just need to focus more on ourselves internally, what's going on, figure out what that is, and then fix it. So that's why there's no such thing as bad emotions or good emotions. Like if you have anxiety, then that's usually related to the heart. Something past is coming up that got triggered, and you have a beautiful opportunity to figure out what that is when you're feeling anxious. Because if you take a step back, take a breath and go into that, it's like, oh, this person said this thing, so it triggered this from before, and that's why I'm feeling this way. So if you process...
Skid about that happening again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you actually process that and work through it, and an easy way to do it is just focus on where it hurts for long enough, being still, and eventually it'll burn away, then you process that and heal from it, essentially.
Oh my gosh, I really, really love what you said there. And yeah, that's amazing. Like going more within. Yeah, there's a lack of that. There's a lack of that in a lot of people's lives. What would you say is the best way for people to start doing that?
I mean, my personal favorite medicine for that is a dark room.
A dark room.
Yeah. But no, that's where you go in a dark room for day, 2, 3, multiple days, and you're just in pitch black. So
you're silent, you've done the dark retreat thing.
Yeah, I've done silent retreats like Vipassana and also dark rooms. And I just love the dark room because it brings things up so much faster without our other senses getting distracted. Like our eyes are most powerful sense, our vision. But when we take that away, it changes a lot inside of us, and it's so much easier to look within. It's so much easier to meditate, and these things arise much easier. So it's like much easier to process things. Yeah.
Is there a lot of purging and emotions coming up in the dark room?
For sure. Yeah. These weird memories that you never remembered will pop up, and then you have an opportunity to process them. Yeah. But to come back to your question, it'll look a little bit different for everyone.
Because that might be a bit advanced for some people.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that are scared of it the most probably need it the most, you know? So there's the most medicine in the things that we have the most fear around. Yeah. But exercise will be the best for some people, to be able to just move that energy, sitting in silence, breathing. But the most important part is being able to quiet yourself down so you can actually go inward and actually see. For example, if you look at a lake on a windy day, it's wavy, and you go look at the water and you can't see your reflection. But then if it stills and the wind stops and you look at the water, you can actually see a reflection perfectly. And it's the same way inside of our body. If we're constantly moving, then it's we're muddying the waters. And that's what, for example, an itch is, or a twitch. It's the body is trying to create this safety mechanism around us digging deep to something that we need to heal from, but our nervous system's trying to protect us. So if we're sitting in meditation, we have an itch. If you don't move and work through that, then we get to another level of our depths, so you can see into yourself more. So the more you actually resist those feelings and go inward, then the more opportunity you have to see what your body is trying to protect you from, which the body, of course, is trying to help us, but it's not actually helping us, because these are the things that we need to process so we can work through and become the best version of ourselves. Yeah, because a lot of us don't actually know who we are. Who we are is not even close, or who we think we are is not even close to who we actually are, because we're so manipulated by society, by our parents, by our teachers, by the world around us,
by the program,
all of it. Yeah. So the more we can release that, unlearn that, and recreate that within, is the closer we'll become to ourselves, to our heart, to God.
And that's what I think a spiritual awakening is. You know, when people talk about a spiritual awakening, I think it's actually finding out who the fuck you are, and letting go of all of those who you thought you were based off X, Y, and Z, right?
100%.
Yeah, you agree with that? Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Wait, you were talking about the lake thing, and it brought something up in me. I thought that was fantastic. Okay. Because we're so distracted, right? We can be easily distracted, and that's why the eyes, whatever we're looking at, whatever we're consuming, it's very easy for us to distract ourselves. And I think society at large is just distracted. They're just distracted based off how life kind of just is. You know, you wake up and you do the things that you're meant to do. Wake up, probably get on your phone, check things out, go to the gym, go to work 9 to 5. You're a bit tired, you eat, you watch some TV while you're eating, you go to bed. That's it. And then the weekends are just, for some people, fucking partying and carrying on, right? I did something similar in my time, but it's that's all distraction. And it's all stopping you from actually looking within.
Yeah.
And finding out who you are.
It's the classic autopilot loop that we live in. And 1 year turns into 2, turns into 5, turns into a decade. And before you know it, you're on your deathbed.
Fuck. How do people get out of that? What's something that they could do to kind of shift out of that?
I mean, we're living it right now, because
Yeah,
we just finished a retreat right now.
I was hoping you'd say retreat.
Of course. You have to take yourself out of your environment, or if you can't do that, you have to completely change your environment. You have to change the people you're hanging out with. You have to clean your house. You have to change whatever it is about you. And you know what it is you need to change. It's here's years of therapy and moments. It's what's the one habit that you know you need to stop doing? stop doing that? What's the one habit you know you need to start doing? If you did those two things, you would radically change your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
But it's really hard because we like to be comfortable, right? But the discomfort is where the magic is, where the growth happens. But yeah, completely taking a risk, going to a place where you're surrounded by people that are doing the things that you want to be doing, that have achieved more than you have in life, that can inspire you to get more clarity on what you want to do. That's a really powerful experience that can really give you the epiphany that you need to change everything. Because it only takes a moment. Like anyone could have it in a second. It's like, oh my gosh,
boom,
I just realized this thing. It's like, that's why psychedelics can be so powerful, because someone can take them. It takes down this veil that's in front of us at all times. They experience God in its fullest form, and you're never the same again, because now you know from the depths of your heart and soul that things are bigger than you thought, or whatever, however you experience that, because everyone experiences it differently. But it only takes a moment to realize
there's something
there.
There's
Something
different.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why rock bottom is actually a good day.
Yeah.
When you hit rock bottom, that's actually a good day, because you will never go that low again. You will never let yourself get to that point again. And from there, it's only up.
It's interesting, like psychedelics. It was funny, my kind of journey in life. It went from like partying a little bit and be like, oh yeah, I want to try psychedelics. That sounds groovy and fun. And like having some experiences there. And then that was kind of the gateway into being like, oh shit, there's some medicine here. And then I went into the medicine, and then all of the healing and the integration followed after that. And then now I'm kind of at this place where I'm like, life is the medicine, like life is the ceremony, you know, my ego is the medicine, everything is I don't need psychedelics anymore. Like it's been really funny. Sometimes like if it feels like a yes, this is it, like I might do a little microdose or something, like I'm not completely shut off from it, but like really ayahuasca kind of said, don't come back to me. Tea and your womb, like that's where I've been directed to for healing and I guess more psychedelic experiences, because I've had some crazy experiences with nothing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, just breath work, you can produce DMT. We are drugs. Like we can produce the most powerful psychedelic in the world by just doing breath work. We can produce oxytocin by hugging someone. We have a pharmacy within us. So we can tap into these states at any time. We have that ability. We just love that instant gratification. I believe that if gratitude was a drug, it would be the #1 selling drug in the world. It's like you take a hit and you just feel so grateful about everything. No side effects, nothing bad, all good. And we have that available to us right now at any moment. We can really dig deep within and feel so grateful. There's no limit to the amount of love, gratitude, elevated emotion that we can feel. We can go higher and higher. So I believe, yeah, like you just said it and you experienced it in your life. Sobriety is a drug. It just takes a little while to kick in. You gotta detox the stuff. And then once you get past that, because usually we feel worse than we feel good as we're detoxing, the things are coming up. So it manifests in many different ways. Maybe headaches, maybe you're nauseous, maybe you're bedridden, all these things that maybe scare people away. It's like, oh, I don't want to try that because it made me sick. But actually, no, it's making you well. You get sick to get well.
And even the other things that kind of come along with it, like the mental and emotional pieces around going like into sobriety. It's like, oh shit, like how do I socialize? How do I go on a date and not drink alcohol? How do I go and dance on a dance floor? How do I sing karaoke without, a few drinks in me or shots in me? How do I go to a music festival? Like all of these different things. How do I connect with people and have deep conversations, right? How do I relate to people that are in my life that all drink? So there's all of that kind of stuff to move past as well. And like you can do all of those things without alcohol. I can promise you that. I've traversed that bridge.
Yeah, me as well. But I also have tools that help me, like these essential oils, for example. I have something that I can use at any time of day to boost whatever I'm doing. Sleep, meditation, digestion, energy, anything I want, I have something that can help me enhance that. And they all smell amazing and feel really good to use, these beautiful plant essences that have a lot of positive effects.
They're so beautiful. Like scent, like this olfactory, the olfactory system and like using scent is one of my favorite things to do to like connect back with myself. So I love it.
Yeah.
Key, thank you so much. Like this has been the coolest conversation. I'm really, really appreciative of your time and your knowledge and answering all of the questions and going on this little journey with me. I would love for you to share, like, how can people find you? What do you have to offer? Like, how do people learn more from you?
Yeah, so my brand is called Holistic University. You can find me on Instagram, Holistic University. I teach people to start a career in the healing arts, or I train practitioners to get more clients, to get more results, better results in their practice. So you can find that at holistic.university. And I also host retreats at a retreat center in Guatemala called Maestro Valley. And we do a lot of in-person experiences, bodywork related or medicine related, all kinds of different stuff. We're just tapping into that version of ourselves that we need to do the work on, releasing that and healing from it. We just did a retreat right now, and you know, there was a lot of tears on the share circle and a lot of lives changed. So it's like this is my main love, main mission, is these in-person experiences where people are having their lives change. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Yay.